Hi guys, let's start functional algebra. Okay, so we're discussing here first class of functions here. Okay, so start from the basics actually, and we'll move to the highest level again in functions, same way. Huh. So does functions actually. See, let me add a definition here. Any element in the domain should have an image in set B, and that should be a unique image. Right, now what does this mean actually? So if I make one here, let's say I make one set A here and I make one set B here, right? So what I'm trying to say here is it is a function only when if this set A contains elements like P, Q, R and S, and if this set B contains elements like 1, 2 and 3. So let's say mapping is done like this: P to 1, okay, let's say Q to 3, let's say Q to 2 also, right? And let's say it's like R to S, and sorry, S to 3, and it's like R to 1. If I make a function like this, right? So see, this is not called a function, right? This is not a function. Why it is not a function? Because in function the domain should have an image in set B, and that should be a unique image. Here Q is having two different images. Q is having 2 as well, and Q is having 3 as well. This is not possible. So this is not a function actually, right? So every element and any element from set A should have a unique image in set B, right? So what is basically function? Right? So you can treat like function as a machine here, right? So function is a machine basically. Okay, something input is coming to it and some output is going out. This is called a function. Okay, so then what are functions actually? So this set satisfying such conditions here, right? For example, if I have a set A here, elements are P, Q, R, and let's say S also. If I have a set B here, and if the elements are, let's say 1, 2, 3, and the mapping is like this: S to 3, R to 3, Q to 1, and P to 2. Now this proper image of function this properly follows the definition of function here, right? That is starting from P. So P is mapped to 2. So every element of set A. If the mapping is done from A to B, every element of set A have a unique image in set B. So P has image 2, Q has image 1, R has image 3, and S has image 3. Right? This is every element in set A has a unique image in set B. That means this is a function here. Right? This is called domain. And this is called codomain of function. This is called domain. It is called codomain of function. Right? Okay. So this is a function, right? This is a function. Fine. Okay. If I take one more example here, if I make set A with P, Q, R and S, and if I make set B with 1, 2 and 3, and if I map like this: P to 1, Q to 2 and R to 3, is it a function? No, this is not a function. Why it is not a function? Because every element of set A doesn't have a unique image, has a unique image in set B, but it's not like every element of set A has a unique image in set B, because S is left out here, right? So it's like any element in set A should have a unique image in set B, and that every element of set A should have a unique image in set B, right? It's not a function, right? So I hope it is clear what is function and all. Okay, fine. So now what is this? What are the number values here, right? So let me write this. What is domain actually? So domain, what we call as domain is set of values that X can take, where fx is defined, this is called domain, right? So all the values that X can take where fx is defined, right? Now range, what do you mean by range here? So range is set of all the values that fx can take, set of all the values that fx can take, right? So this is a basic meaning of domain and range actually, right? We'll go into detail in domain and range once we move further in function. Okay, so just for general understanding, if I write fx is equal to sin x. Now sin x is a function here. What is the domain of sin x? What is the domain here? And what is the range here, right? So basically we know that sin x can take all the values from -1 to 1, right? So its range is for all the values that for which fx can take or for which fx is defined, right? So all the values that fx can take. So fx can take all the values from -1 to 1, right? Its range is from -1 to 1, we'll write. Okay. Similarly for domain. So domain is what all the values that x can take. So I can put x anything here, right? What is domain? Domain is all the values that x can take, right? So x I can take anything here, right? X can be 1, x can be 2, x can be pi by 2, x can be pi by 4, anything, right? So domain is basically from -infinity to +infinity. This is a domain, right? This is the basic meaning of domain and range. Domain means all the values that x can take. Range means all the values that fx can take, right? So we'll come to solve the solving of this domain and range in the latter part of functions video, right? I'm just understanding basic part of functions here through mapping actually, right? So let's say I make a function like this here. This is a function a, b, c, d. This is, let's say, set p, and is another set q with images like 1, 2 and 3. If it is made like this, a to 2, let's say b2 also 2, let's say c to 3, and let's say d2 also 3. If the mapping is done like this, right? Is it a function? Is it a function? Yes. Is it a function? It is a function because every element of set A has a unique image in set B. That means it is a function. Okay. So if every element of set A has a unique image in set B, it is a function. So mapping is done from set P to set Q. So every element of set P has an image in set Q, right? Now one is left out here. So this is called what? So we call that, if this is a function here, so I call that its domain will be basically A, B, C, D. This is domain of the function, right? That all the values for which I can put under the fx for the value of x, right? So I can put some 4 values here. Okay. Then its range is actually 2, 3. That all the values that fx can take here, right? So it is only defined for that 2 and 3 actually, right? So range is 2, 3. And this 1, 2, 3 is called the codomain. This 1, 2, 3 is called the codomain of the function. Codomain, right? This is the basic meaning here. Okay. So domain, range and codomain. This is the basic meaning actually. Fine. Okay. Let's move forward now. We'll see different kinds of functions actually. Okay. So now first one will be in this category. First one will be onto functions. Now what are onto functions? So onto functions are function, okay, where basically range and codomain are equal. So onto function basically means that its range and codomain are equal. Range is equal to codomain, right? So if I make function like this, mapping is done from set A to set B. If I write P, Q and R, S here, and if I write 1, 2, 3, so mapping should be like this: P to 1, let's say, Q to 3, R to 2, and let's say S to also 3. So here, what is that part? This range is equal to codomain, right? Nothing is left out in this B. If mapping is done from A to B, nothing is left out in this B. Okay, this is called range. When range is equal to codomain, it is called onto functions, right? This is called onto functions. Okay. Now, second one is one-to-one functions. One-to-one functions. Now, what is one-to-one functions here? Right, in one-to-one functions, basically, every element in the codomain is mapped by at most one element in the domain, right? So, every element in the codomain is mapped by at most one element in the domain. Okay, so if I make this here for diagram for this, should be something like this: one-to-one functions, right? That means it's exactly one-to-one, as the name suggests here. So mapping is done from, let's say, A to B. Let's say it is P, Q and R, and let's say B it is 1, 2, 3 and 4. P is mapped to 3, Q is mapped to 1, R is mapped to 2. Exactly one-on-one function, but in this case 4 is left out. Okay, so once 4 is left out, this is generally onto one-to-one function, right? So whatever images are marked in B that are mapped to exactly one element in A, or could be at most one element in A, right? So in this case, one-to-one means exactly one-to-one. So P to 1, Q to 2, R to 3 kind of, and something will be left out because it's not necessary that in one-to-one function range and codomain both are equal, right? Then we have this. What is this called actually? This onto functions are also called surjective function, right? So name we should actually remember here. Okay, so these onto functions are basically called surjective functions. So onto functions are called, onto functions are called surjective functions, and one-to-one functions are called injective functions. These are called injective functions. Right? Now third one will be bijective functions. Okay, that is one-one and onto function. So one-one and onto functions are called bijective functions. Third one, bijective functions. Okay, so one-one and onto functions are called bijective functions. Okay, basically one, and onto, meeting both the compliances at the same time. Okay, so for example, what is this on one onto function? If we have in set A we have P, Q, R and S, and in set B we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it should be absolutely one-to-one, right? And onto function means range is equal to codomain, so nothing could be left out. So P can be marked to 1, Q can be marked to 3, R can be marked to 2, and S can be mapped to 4, right? So exactly one-on-one function, range is equal to codomain, so onto function, and exactly one-on-one. So exactly one, so one element of in set B is marked with one element in set A, then it is called one-one and onto function. This is called bijective function actually, right? This is called bijective function, right? I hope it is clear. Okay, and then it is fourth one is quite simple, that is into function. So after knowing all this, I can just remember into functions as functions which are not onto. So functions which are not onto are called into functions. That means functions in which range and codomain are not equal, are not onto functions, then they will be called into functions. Right? I hope it is clear. Okay, now let's do few questions here, right? Just I hope you don't know the basics of P and C actually, right? Permutation, combination, NCR and all that we can use here to solve some good questions in functions, right? So let's say my first question is, what is the number of injections? Okay, don't read like otherwise. Okay, injections here is injective functions. So number of injections means number of one functions, right? We just discussed, no? One functions are injective functions, right? So number of injections, one functions from set A to set B, where NA is equal to 5 and NB is equal to 6. Now, what is the meaning here, right? Let's get the meaning first so you can solve it. So to calculate number of injective functions we can make from set A to B, where A has got 5 elements and B has got 6 elements. Let's make it now. Let's say A has got 5 elements, P, Q, R, S and T. And let's say B has got 6 elements, right? Let's say those 6 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Fine? Okay. So if this is true, right, how many injective functions we can make, right? So what we can do is actually this P is just simple counting, right? Actually this P can be marked in 6 ways. So this P can be marked in 6 ways, right? Then P we have marked to one of the numbers actually. Then we are left with Q. So Q I cannot mark with same number because it is 1-to-1 function, right? So if P is marked to 1, so P can be marked to any 6 in 6 ways. Then Q can be marked to rest 5. That is 6 into 5. So Q can be marked in rest 5 ways. Similarly, R can be marked in rest 4 ways. S can be marked in rest 3 ways. And T can be marked in rest 2 ways, right? So 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2. This is the answer actually. That is 6 factorial, that is 720. That is the answer. Got it, right? So it is number of injections from set A to set B, where NA equal to 5 and NB is equal to 6. You should solve like this. Okay. Yeah. If those were not fine with or not comfortable with this counting process, just watch my permutation combination video. Initially 5-6 videos, right? That's it. Will be very comfortable. Then we can complete later on. Okay. And after 5-6 videos of P and C, you can move to functions, right? Okay. Now let's see the second question here. Second question is, let's say number of onto functions from set A to set B. Okay, so number of onto functions from set A to set B when NA is equal to 5 and NB is equal to 2. Okay, now let's understand this here, right? So number of onto functions from A to B when NA equal to 5 and NB equal to 2. That means A has got, let's say, 5 elements here, P, Q, R, S and T, and B has got only 2 elements, that is 1 and 2. So it's like total P can be marked in 2 ways, right? P can be marked in 2 ways. P can be marked in 2 ways, right? So P can be marked in 2 ways. Q again can be marked in, if I take total functions, right? So Q again can be marked in 2 ways, R again in 2 ways, S again in 2 ways, and T again in 2 ways. That is 2 raised to 5. So 2 raised to 5 is what? That is the total number of functions I can form, right? Total number of functions I can form, that is 2 raised to 5. So if there are 5 elements in A, and if there are two elements on B and I don't put any restriction here, that means P can be marked in two ways, Q can be marked in two ways, R in two ways, S in two ways, and T in two ways, right? Total we have 32 solutions. But in this, I need only on 2, right? I need only on 2. That means I have to subtract the cases where 2 raised to 5 minus, subtract the cases where things were not on 2. Not on 2 means their range is not equal to the codomain, right? That basically means what? If it is 2 raised to 5 minus not on 2, how many cases of not on 2? So only 2 cases, right? One case is all the 5 functions are marked to single. Let's say all P, Q, R, S, T are marked to single one here, right? In that case, one function like this is not an onto function. This is a function, but this is not an onto function, right? So subtract these cases, and same second case when all 5 are connected with 2. So what is my answer? It is 2 raised to 5 minus 2, that is equal to 30. So 30 is the answer for this question. Correct? I hope it is clear. Right. So next video will continue with this. Okay. Thank you for watching.